That's a gem. Say that one more time.
Leadership is not a title, but intentions. My title was a program assistant, but I know I'm knowledgeable and I'm a very open person, so I never took my title as I'm just a program assistant.
Foot on his neck, I'm coming in high, I'm coming in quick, got what I got, I'm so content, he calling me big, running up chicks, running up, loving that flex, been on that marathon nail, I run at my pace, they loving the spread, foot on his neck.
So obviously, you and I have met, but just introduce yourself. What's your name? Where do you work? What's your background?
Very impromptu, but I'm willing to do the duty.
I appreciate you.
My name is Shaneese. I'm a career consultant at Employee Prince George's for the youth program called Key. We work with out-of-school youth ages 18 to 24.
Okay, cool. Tell me a little bit about how did you get into this work? Because I've sat in the session that you guys do. I've got a chance to talk to you in passing, but just your personal career journey, what led you to doing the work that you do currently?
So I have a lot of case management experience, but the job previous to this one was working at Penske as a sales associate. So it was definitely different from what I'm doing now. I ended up losing that job and was out of job for a while. So I was just looking for work, and I had people that know people, and I started this job as a program assistant. So I was just assisting the coordinator, the consultants, and the manager, just being the assistant for the program, making sure everything is running smooth. And just a few months ago, I got a promotion, so now I'm their career consultant.
Well deserved. Well, I know all about sitting in the session just now about your ideas and innovation to help really scale the work that you guys do in PG County. You said something that was really enlightening though, because as a coach, I know we work with young folks or young adults, but us as professionals, sometimes we experience maybe disruption, get laid off. We experience not being in a job that we enjoy. So it's kind of what the heck do I do now? Can you speak a little bit into from that lens, from us as professionals, you kind of being in that transition space, what was your mindset like, and what kind of coaching strategy would you give somebody else that might experience disruptions or trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B?
Yeah, so that time period frame was a very trying, struggling time. I lost a lot during the time actually, but I also gained so much more. So during that time I was just working on myself. I also had someone that knows other people, so I became an elected official for my town of Forest Heights.
Okay.
So I was busy doing elected official duties during that time as well, and then this job actually came along from that position. So that's knowing people who know people is a very vital part of getting forward in life. So during that time, I would just definitely go network, speak to people. It's very important to be transparent, because talking to people and letting them know, hey, I'm out of work, but you happen to know someone, that's very, hey, I know someone, or let me get your email. So networking is very important.
I mean, you really echo the importance of being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, there's a lot of stuff in your personal life you could easily just chill at the crib and just let your problems still exist and not solve them. But you really echo being vulnerable and proactive at the same time. And then I love the phrase. I think your network is your net worth. And so sometimes we don't feel like we have the social capital and know people to do stuff. So it sounds like you leverage who you know, but also maybe go ask and try to find folks. So I appreciate that. So I want to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing in PG County, because it blows me away. You mentioned I heard sort of you having being an assistant, but you had an innovative idea, and obviously you're helping young adults to be gainfully employed. Tell me a little bit about the work you've done to where you solved problems and offered your ideas, and now it kind of is a force multiplier to the work you do. Can you kind of speak to that a little bit?
Sure. So we have a very wise CEO, Walter Simmons, and one of his favorite sayings is, leadership is not a title, but your attention.
Ooh.
So
Hold on. That's a gem. Say that one more time.
Leadership is not a title, but intention. So I've always my title was a program assistant, but I know I'm knowledgeable and I'm a very open person, so I never took my title as I'm just a program assistant. I'm an assistant and I'm working with the youth. I'm the face of this program, so I took that very seriously. And I come in contact with these youth and they have trust in me, so I use that trust with them to talk about things that they may want to see, just thinking of ideas for them. So I've always had this career consultant mindset. So it's been an easy transition for me. The work part of it might be a little bit burden, but I mean, it's just for preparing me for what's to come. So that's not.
I probably bet that most of you all don't know that I am a rapper. One of the best ways that we can have a positive influence on somebody's dreams, their calling in their career, is through our communication, which is why I rap. You should check out my album PDL Work, which is produced exclusively by Dilly Got It Bumpin'. You can check it out everywhere where music is streaming. It's full of bangers and bars. Check it out.
Me and my rest, hustle culture been feeding me stress, family neglected. My purpose don't come from the work, it give me a check, but that ain't my worth.
I love that. So I'm curious, because I hear a lot about your personal journey, like your values that you've kind of like negotiated to get you where you are, but also I hear a lot of it now where like you're actively, you take leadership very serious in order to like help somebody else. And so there's a leadership component, there's a being a servant kind of component, a helper. But tell me, like, for you personally, like what skills do you feel like are in your bag? What skills do you most get energized using? Because I heard a lot in your short story so far.
Yeah. So some of my skills are my personality, being able to talk to people, being open, my compassion. I'm a very compassionate person, and I do love to serve. Like that's one of the things that get me hyped. While I was off work, I was thinking of what could I do to serve people, like what kind of jobs, because that's one of the things that does get me hyped, excited. I love making sure everybody's good. So program assistant definitely laid that path. It was in that frame of work that I love to do because I was making sure my team was good. Also, just being organized, those are some skills that you definitely need to have in this. And just having a heart. The heart is very important.
Okay, I like that. So I heard the heart is like empathy and compassion. You talk about being super hype. I'm an introvert, believe it or not. So I don't show up to a workplace like super enthusiastic, but you talk about having positivity, enthusiasm, and then being a helper, like you, as a consultant, you're probably doing a lot of coaching. You're probably doing a lot of program development. But also like as a leader, you're collaborating internally. So that's a huge skill set. Last two questions. I'm always curious about like where you're going because where we are right now is not the end destination. In a short amount of time, I've heard kind of like your pathway, and it speaks to your resiliency. But like, what's your dream job? Where are you going? Where you see yourself in the future?
Well, you know, if you tell God your plan, He's going to laugh at you. But I do have dreams of being having my own nonprofit. I still want to work with the youth with sex education. Might go back to school, get me a degree. More degrees, become a doctor or whatever. Just definitely want to stay proactive with the youth, be a youth advocate, be that voice, because that's our future. So I definitely, whatever I do, is definitely going to be towards the youth and being a voice for them, guiding them.
I love that. I mean, I'm biased because I have a day job in a business, but I feel strongly that for us that are professionals, like there's a huge opportunity to leverage your skills in the open market. So I want you to start that nonprofit. And like obviously we didn't talk about like the sex education piece, but I'm sure like there's some kind of passion inside of you where you feel like that's important for the folks that you serve. So I just strongly encourage you to do that. The last question I have, I'm gonna give you a book. I don't have it on me right now, but one of my books is called Purpose Driven Work, and I wrote that from a place of I kind of feel like this, like the best way I can put it is like pain, that for all of us that get stuck in our careers, it's like, man, what the heck do I do? Like, how do I get from point A to point B? Especially for us as adults, like we have big dreams when we're young, but we don't necessarily know like how to navigate that as adults because like bills got to get paid. Sometimes if you got a family, kids, you got to provide for them. So life just hits you in the face, your dreams die, yada yada. So that's my pain point. It's called Purpose Driven Work. If you were to write a book, I want you to write a book. What's the name of your book, and who's it for? What's it about? Who should read it?
It will probably be called Life Be Life, man.
Okay, tell us about it.
And it will be for definitely the younger woman, younger teens, and it would just let them know that life happens, things happen, but you have to persevere. You have to overcome and adjust. Just, life is all about adjustments, adjusting to where you're at in life, and just staying prayed up, having grace with yourself, for sure, because I beat myself up a lot, and I had to learn, have grace with yourself, Shaneese. You're doing good. Where you at, you're fine. This is where you're supposed to be at right now.
Man, life be life. That's a future New York Times bestseller. I really want you to write that book because I think it speaks to resilience. It speaks to where you are, not comparing yourself to others, but it's a level of like purpose in where you are now. But you're not stuck there. You still have opportunity to go forward. So Shaneese, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. You have a blessed one. Say much.
Foot on his neck, I'm coming in high, I'm coming in quick, got what I got, I'm so content, he calling me big, running up chicks, running up, loving that flex, been on that marathon nail, I run at my pace, they loving the spread, foot on his neck.